Hello, and thank y'all for joining me today to talk about meters. Did y'all watch the Olympics this year? Did you find yourself wondering just how far they were running in the 100-meter dash? Usain Bolt finished this year in 9.81 seconds, which means he was covering 10 meters a second. A meter is generally equal to one grown man's step, so Mr. Bolt was running 10 steps per second. Whoa. Remember that the meter was measured as 1/10,000th the distance from the North Pole to the equator through Paris? This was the original definition of the meter. However, today we use another mathematical constant. Today, the meter is defined as the distance light travels in a vacuum during a time interval of 1 in almost 300 millionth of a second. It's still based on a natural physical constant, just a much more specific one. The meter is the base unit for measuring distance. But since we do not like having a bunch of zeros, we have prefixes to signify them. It's much easier to say that the Holmes Convocation Center is about 1 kilometer from the Student Recreation Center than it is to say it's roughly 1,000 meters. And likewise, it's easier to say that your app card is 1 millimeter wide than it's 0.0001 meters wide. Although 1,000 meters is the same distance as 1 kilometer, and 0.001 meters is the same distance as 1 millimeter. It's certainly more practical to say that the distance from the Holmes Convocation Center to the Student Rec Center is 1 kilometer than it is to say it's 1 million millimeters. Although it may be interesting to know that it would take 1 million app cards next to each other to stretch from the Convocation Center to the Student Recreation Center. To give you some examples you're familiar with, the traffic circle near the library is roughly 20 meters, and the distance from the Wright College of Education to the library is about 100 meters. We could shorten these to 2 decameters and 1 hectometer, but the deca and hecta prefixes are not often used. So you will need to know the kilometer, or the kilometer as it's often said, the meter, the centimeter, and the millimeter. You can use the mnemonic device you created from the first video for conversions. So, to leave you with a question. We know Usain Bolt can run 100 meters in 10 seconds. If he kept this speed, 10 meters a second, how long would it take for him to get from Holmes Convocation Center to the Student Rec Center, which is 1 kilometer away?